guys, welcome back to Big C Entertainment, and I am your host, Big C. I hope you guys watched last week's episode. You know, I told y'all it's been a minute, been a while, but I'm back in it, and I still got this wig on. I just got a hat on, cause who about to waste their time putting this wig on? Hopefully next time y'all see me, I have my hair done, cause I just been procrastinating on going to go get my hair done. Like the amount of time it takes to sit there and get your hair. And I be feeling bad for the stylist. I be feeling bad for the stylist because, baby, my head not even that big, though. So, like, if they be like, oh, it take me 4 hours to do some box braids, it normally take them like 3 in my head, 2.5 sometimes. It don't even take them that long because my head's so little. But last week I had talked about, like, you know, strap your nuts on or whatever. And I ended up touching up on a part of, like, my trauma with men. And I just really wanted to touch on that this week. First of all, I want to be clear and say, I do not think that I'm a professional at all. I don't think that I know everything at all. This is just my personal life experience of what I'm learning about me and my journey that I'm walking on during my healing journey, because I'm still healing and I'm not healed. So, and actually, like, talking about this stuff, it actually helped me unpack everything. And yeah, it really honestly helped me unpack everything, and it just helps me get it off my chest, you know. And it's always good to know, like, what other people are going through, what you're going through too. So, like, you know, I don't think that what happened to me is the worst. I know that people have been through way more than I could even imagine. I don't think that my life was that bad, you know what I'm saying? But we all have our traumas, and I just like to speak on mine because, like I said, it helps me during my healing process. I'm still in my healing process, and yeah, I'm still in my healing process, and it's been a journey, and I don't even know if one day I'm gonna be fully healed, you know. But the only thing I try to do, I try to deal with my triggers better. And I try to also let people know what my triggers are. So that way we can have an understanding on, if you do this, this is what I will react to, or this is what I feel like, or this is what I think. So that way we can just, like, all kind of, yeah, so basically we can just all kind of get along, you know, in a perfect world. But the world isn't perfect. I'm not expecting nobody to be perfect, and I don't even think that I'm perfect, no matter what people may think. But, like, I know I'm not. I know I'm crazy, delusional, heavy on the delusional. Me and my sister was just talking about this earlier, because she be stealing from me, and then sometimes she be playing me like I'm crazy. So, like, well, not stealing, but, you know, if you're older sibling, you know, your siblings take your things. So my sister be taking my stuff, and then when I can't find it, you know, she be trying to make it seem like that is me all the time. Now, it be me sometimes, but it ain't me all the time. So she be playing on my craziness, and I don't like that. So now every time something go missing, I think it's her, and I think she lying until I find it. But I be telling her, that's on her. That's on you, because stop stealing from me and lying. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even have these problems. But anyways, so let's get to today's topic. I am going to be talking about my trauma with men. Now, I'm not even talking about men that I've dated, but my trauma with men started with the men that I grew up with. And, you know, my biological father, my sperm donor, even some of the other men in my family. So, like, my biggest thing that I have learned about myself is that I am overly independent. Now, I know that I'm independent because, like, as an oldest, like, that's one of the traits that you develop. But also, me growing up and seeing certain things, and seeing, like, men in my family, and some of the men in my, well, even when I'm speaking of the men in my family, I'm not even talking about just blood related, because we all know that we got them uncles that ain't our uncles that been in our family for 20, 30 years, but it don't matter. That's my uncle. So, and them cousins that ain't our cousin, but it don't matter because they've been in you get the points. You get the points. But I have seen all types of stuff. And growing up, I think I did see too much with men because I biologically have 6 uncles. I have 4 left, 2 passed away. I'm so sorry, y'all. When I bring that up, it just breaks my heart. It honestly do, because I never thought I'd see a day without my uncles. So it's just they're my heart. Even though like me and 2 of them not speaking right now, I got 4 left and me and 2 not speaking. Ain't that crazy? Me and 2 not speaking. I always love my uncles. They are dear to my heart. They played a big role in helping, me grow up and everything, and they stepped in, so, but and I was there for them when I got older. So it's just, it's family. But anywho, my biggest thing is, like I said, I am overly independent. And I know part of that comes with the fact that I was the oldest, but also part of it came with how I saw men treat women when women needed them. And it took me so long to realize why I would never let a man do nothing for me. Because I saw, like, you see bad representations of things, and I'm not even going to say that I have not seen women treat men bad who needed them, because I have seen both sides. But I'm talking about me. I am, and I learned this, I am overly independent, and it causes me to, like, it's so many reasons that I dug down deep of why I won't even let myself be open to people either. Because to be honest, I'm 29 years old and I have not been in a real relationship. I've had relations, I done had situationships that was real close to relationships, but I just really couldn't let my guard down and let the person in. So, and because I wanted to be in a relationship, I could have been in a relationship. I haven't found what I'm looking for, and I had to start digging down deep. And then I started noticing that I was dating the same guy in a different body. So when I noticed that, now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I have to sit back and see what's wrong with me and why I keep dating or attracting this quote unquote same person. So, first off, like I said, I'm overly independent because I've seen in my family how the males treated the females who needed them. Excuse me. Child, they will dog them out. Knowing that that woman can't leave, knowing that that woman don't know what she can do without them. Like, I done seen probably the worst of the worst. Like, I really have. And I have certain men in my family who pay bills. That was another thing. I was always independent because, like, I have seen a woman be with the man and she was allowing the man to treat the kids any kind of way because, like I said, she needed this man. So what she felt, I'm not even gonna say she needed this man, she felt she needed this man. And a lot of times, like, and I also saw the longest he coming home, but type of woman. I also saw, but the males was in my family who was long as they was coming home. And I also saw, like, when the males was paying bills and everything and making sure the woman was straight, they felt like they could go out and cheat and everything. So with 6 uncles and they friends, the many lies I was in. And it took me a long time, but I was, I'm a kid. So yes, I'm a lot for my uncles, but it's like and when I grow up, I'm like, I should have been a girls, but I was around a whole bunch of men, and they loving me right quick. And I'm like, it's my damn uncle. What am I supposed to do? But it was one. She know who she is. It was one. I used to snitch on my uncle like a motherfucker. My uncle probably still don't know to this day how she used to know information. I would not trade on her for the world. Okay, that is my baby, my love. But it's just like growing up and seeing what I saw, I just was like, okay, I don't want to be that type of woman. I can't be that type of woman. I started being independent. I didn't want nobody. I didn't want to need nobody. I'm not going to say I didn't want nobody. I didn't want to need anybody because of what I saw, because of how I saw. I did not see a positive representation of a man actually loving and taking care of a woman. I did not see that. So to sum it up, I would say I have 6 biological uncles, and all 6 had they ain't shit times. 2 are semi-good men. 1 is a little misogynistic. And the other one, he has grown into a very, very beautiful man. And I contribute that to him, God, and his wife. Not gonna lie. Because them are the 3 main factors that helped that man grow in the last couple of years that I have, especially these last 4 years that I have seen him and his wife grow. And it's a beautiful. They went through a lot of trials and tribulations, but they are where they at. They are probably like one of the only positive representations that I've seen. Also, I have never felt protected by a man. And it did have a lot to do, I touched on this before, but it had a lot to do with the fact that growing up, I used to have to fight my own father.
Now, before I tell this story, I want to make it very clear that my father was rarely involved in my life, and he was basically a deadbeat. The only reason why I know his side of the family is because of my grandmother.
I was not the problem, no matter what people may think. If you fighting all your kids, you're the problem. I don't care. I might have contributed, baby, but I wasn't the whole problem. I'm gonna put it out there. But I never felt protected by men, because even in those certain situations, it was men who stood by and allowed it. And as I got older, I started realizing that my dad he wouldn't try it in front of my uncle, his little brother. That was the only other man. He tried it in front of my granddaddy. My granddaddy just stood there. And I hate to put this information out there, but me and my dad had a fight one time. He accused me of doing something. He lied. And I was... I'm not going to elaborate. But anyways, the fight got to the point that he felt like, I guess he had to start like really trying to handle me. And it got to that point where, like, you know, he ended up leaving a scar on my face, and I had to go to school with a band-aid on. Everybody thought I was trying to be Nelly. Whole time I had to fight my daddy. And I had a scar under my eye. That's not funny, but everybody was like, the girl who thinks she Nelly, this is not a trend, baby. This is not a trend, baby. I got beat up. Well, I don't know, because we beat each other up. Let my granddaddy tell it. But anyways, and then after everything happened, like, I ended up calling my uncle, because my granddaddy took my phone. And now looking back on it, he took my phone so I wouldn't call the police. And I wasn't even trying to call the police. I was trying to call my uncles on my mom's side. And so I couldn't remember nobody's number, and off of a whim, I'm not even playing, I remember one of my uncle's number, like literally off of a whim. And I was praying it was the right number, because I knew if I called my mama was not going to answer. My mama don't answer unknown numbers. So I was like, I can't call my mama because she's not going to answer. And I ended up calling my uncle, and I told him what happened, and come and find out, my dad lied on me. And I didn't find out until I got to my grandma, rest in peace. And she did not believe oh my God, my grandma was a real nigga. She did not believe nothing that came from my daddy mouth. Off rip, like, and it was so crazy when my granddaddy told my uncle what happened. And I remember talking to my uncle about it. I actually just talked to my uncle about it probably like 3 years back. Even though it happened when I was like 16, 17. It happened around that time. I was like, yeah, it was like 3 years back. Me and my uncle talked about it, and my uncle ended up telling me, like, when he got told the story, he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it at all. Anybody who knew me knew that my daddy was lying. The only person who believed my daddy was my granddaddy, and my granddaddy broke my heart. And I remember my granddaddy when I ended up getting home, my granddaddy called me like, please don't press charges. And I probably didn't talk to my granddaddy until like my senior year, because I was in 11th grade when it happened. I probably didn't talk to my granddaddy for like a whole year. And even when I did see my granddaddy, it was just like, and I still kind of held that resentment towards him a little bit. And I just had to like, we kind of talked about it a little bit too, but we got to have a whole little sit down. So with that being said, I didn't even realize until my best friend, Tez, he came home in 2020. And you could talk to somebody over the jail phone and write them letters and stuff like that. But I'm not even going to lie. He was out for about a year until he told me that. He was like, and it's not your fault because you were failed. But he was like, you don't trust niggas. Like, you can't. He was like, you don't trust them. You don't trust them because you were failed by them. You never had nobody who actually protected you, and I didn't at all. So it's like, and it ended up making me a little hard too, because I was constantly having to defend myself on both sides. I'm going over my grandma's house, I gotta fight my daddy. I'm going over my granddaddy's house, I gotta fight my daddy, because he's coming over there, them his parents. I'm coming home, I have to fight with my mama. So it was like I had no peace nowhere. And it was just like, you don't think you're literally just making it through the day. You know what I'm saying? You're not even thinking that this stuff is affecting you. Now, years later, I'm trying to date a guy, do anything that I don't like. I don't even like what I actually have to be around somebody when they drink now. Because, and I have to see you get mad while you drunk. I have to see it. Because of what I experienced. Like, even the time, like, when my dad was sober, he was, even on the times when he was sober, you know what I'm saying, we would kind of get into it and some bump heads, but it wouldn't be as bad as he was if he was drunk. So I could have got straight off because he was too combative and I realized I don't even like combativeness. I don't like combativeness. I don't like aggression. I don't even like that I'm aggressive, but I was made to be aggressive. I learned that. And now I'm trying to unlearn that and enter what they call that, my soft girl era. So, but I realized, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it was how I grew up, and now I have to unlearn things. I have to get more comfortable. I have to find, and it's going to be hard. I'll have to trust somebody. That is a hard thing for me. And people get mad, like, even guys that I'll be dealing with, and I don't think I didn't even understand it. Like, if we're dealing with each other and you do something I don't like, and I tell you about it, and then you do it again, and I tell you about it, and you still do it again, at that point, I'm not gonna lie, I end up hitting the jets. I don't really try to deal with nothing too long. Me and a guy I was dealing with, we was on the phone, we was arguing, and he was like, you left before I could. But the whole time we was dealing with each other, he wasn't listening. I was just literally there, taking advantage of my benefits, reaping my benefits of me being who I am. Not even the physical stuff I was doing, but just me being who I am. He was reaping off those benefits and stuff like that. And it was a lot of taking my time, taking my patience, taking my love. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I had. And then if anybody who ever dealt with me, if you dealt with me on that level, because there's not many who dealt with me on that level, it's really not nothing that you can't get from me. As long as I feel like I could get it back, honestly. But that is one thing I did have to, like, put together, about myself. And hopefully my little crazy tail self could get it together eventually, you know, and I'm working on it. I'm taking the necessary steps. Like I said, I've been in therapy, and it's just something that I just been taking my time and being paid. One of the biggest things with yourself while you're healing, not even one, a couple of things I had to learn. The biggest thing I had to do, honestly, was forgive myself. Cause it is times that I be sitting there and I be like so hard on myself, like, why did you allow that? Why couldn't you see that you were beautiful? Why couldn't you see? But the way I was treated, like when somebody who helped bring you to this earth, or the people who help bring you to the people who bring you to this earth, they treat you away. That's why I be big on some of the dudes that I talk to with their daughters, because you have to let that baby know her value. You have to, because I wish I would have known mine. And people used to tell me all the time, but I used to be sitting up there like, you know what I'm saying? If this man who run me in treat me like this, how somebody who don't have no ties to me go treat me, you know? And it was just, and I did, like, I will say it was a couple of times that I probably left too quick out of situations, but when you are younger, and like my daddy used to always promise me that our relationship was going to get better. We still don't have a relationship. So I was left on broken promises, and I was left, and when somebody do something and your words don't match your actions with me, that's flimsy to me. You know what I'm saying? You can have good intentions. Your intentions could be good, but if your actions ain't actioning, I can't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the fact that I have my own issues and my daddy issues that I'm going through and working with, and my triggers. So it will cause me to sometimes leave a situation because I never stayed in a situation that got better. It always only got worse. So that's that. But I'm back to what I was saying. My point. One of the biggest things I did have to, I'm still actually working on forgiving myself. That's one of the hardest things that I'm doing. That's one of the hardest things that I'm going through. I also give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, because like it's gonna get hard. When I tell y'all, through this journey, I done probably lost about every friend that I had. I done fell out with my whole family. And I know it's me. I honestly, I know it's me, because I'm still trying to learn what I should tolerate, learn different things about myself. I'm trying to get to know myself all over again, while also like being the person that I want to be. And it's a hard journey. It is a hard journey. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off like I did last week. But anyways, like I said, we're getting more consistent now. We're gonna do what we gotta do to do that. My bad. We gonna do what we gotta do to get things done. All right. Okay. But anyways, I'm gonna try to start recording in the daytime. I record at the most messed up times. I done had a day today, baby. I done had a day today. God is just everything. My niece's party was today. Had to go get the dog. I live so far from everybody, so y'all just heard the dog. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it been a day. But anyways, I love you guys. See you next week.